This is a fantastic summary of all the reasons why EV charging is a pain in the backside. Charging an EV isn't even close to the convenience or practicality of fueling a gas car, not by a mile. If you're lucky enough to find a DC fast charger that operates over 200 kilowatts, and good luck finding one of those that will actually deliver that power, you're still looking at 20 to 30 minutes to charge your 90 kilowatt hour battery car. That's the best you'll ever do. Everything else is slower, way slower. A level 2 public charger at 22 kilowatts would take no less than 4 hours to charge your car. And at home on a level 1 charger, it would take 12 hours. Plug it into a regular socket and it would take nearly 2 days. Compare all this ridiculous nonsense to the 5 minutes it takes to fill a gas car, and it just shows how deluded the evangelists really are when they say EVs are the future. So let's go through 10 painful facts about EV charging. Welcome back to MGUY, British engineer and lawyer, now Sydney-based YouTuber. Be sure to follow me on the usual socials for more content, links in the description, and please make sure you're subscribed and have enabled all notifications so you don't miss out on any future videos. All of these are set out in a great article on the Top Speed website, and the link for this is in the description. Go and read it for yourself. Charging speeds can vary. The speed at which you can charge your EV can vary significantly based on various factors, the most prominent of which is the type of charger you use and the state of the battery when you plug it in. The most basic one is a level 1 charger that can be plugged into a household outlet, and it offers the slowest charging speeds, as low as 2 to 5 miles of range per hour of charging. Wowzers, 2 to 5 miles of range per hour. Just think about that for a minute. You can fuel up your regular car with 500 miles of range in 5 minutes. That's the equivalent of 6,000 miles of range per hour. And we're talking 2 to 5 miles? Setting up a charger at home requires careful planning. In an ideal world, you'd be able to drive your shiny new EV home, plug it into any outlet you want, and charge it up just like your phone or your laptop. Unfortunately, we do not live in a world like that, and setting up a proper EV charger at home is a complex process that presents various challenges. If you're lucky enough to have off-street parking, the best you can get at home is about 7 kilowatts. Fine for charging overnight, but if you run out in the daytime and need a charge, you'll be waiting hours for this to do anything. Charging your EV at home can be a tedious affair. Charging your EV at home can come with a number of challenges to make you pull your hair out. With a standard level 1 charger, it can take ages to completely charge up your car's battery. On average, a level 1 charger can provide between 2 and 5 miles of range per hour of charging. To calculate the exact time required to juice up your battery, you need to divide the total capacity by the charging rate of the charger. Yep, so if you're using a standard outlet at home, maximum power say 2.5 kilowatts at best, you'll be waiting a day and a half to charge your car. So convenient! There is a certain cost attached to charging your EV. Charging at a commercial fast charger is a lot faster than charging at home, but it can also cost a lot more. The average cost of completely filling up an EV battery from 0 to 100% is between $10 and $30 under current conditions. Of course, this cost may generally be much less than the cost of filling up your gas tank, but there are other expenses associated with it. The savings when using DC fast charging are far less than charging at home, but you pay for the convenience. Can you imagine paying more for petrol just because it comes out of the nozzle faster? It's ludicrous when you think about it. Charging habits can make or break your battery's health. Just like any other electric battery, charging habits can greatly influence the health and performance of your EV's battery. While it may seem very convenient to plug your car's battery in and out at your leisure, EV batteries can cost an arm and a leg. You'll probably want to do everything you can to prolong your battery's lifespan. Don't let your battery drop below 20%. Don't charge it above 80%. Don't fast charge it too much. All of these things degrade the battery and reduce its capacity. Can you imagine being told not to use the top or bottom 20% of your fuel tank? Or not being allowed to fill it up too quickly? Because if you do, your fuel tank will get smaller. Are you starting to see how ridiculous this is? Not all charging stations are the same. EV charging stations represent a burgeoning business, and an increasing number of players are eager to have a piece of the pie. These charging stations can vary significantly in their capabilities and services rendered, with some of them offering only level 2 charging, while others offer faster solutions like level 3 DC fast charging. Tesla is the first name that springs to mind with its vast supercharger network that it is opening to EVs made by other manufacturers as well. And others like Electrify America are hard at work expanding the public fast charger network. You can forget anything other than level 3 fast charging in public, or you'll be there for literally hours. Again, can you imagine having to choose the correct petrol station that has fuel flow fast enough to fill your tank? Ludicrous. Public EV charging stations require some etiquette. While being a decent human being is important at any type of public refueling station, EV charging stations come with their own set of unwritten rules. EVs can take a lot longer to charge than it takes to fill up a gas tank, and practicing charge and move behaviour is extremely important. The charging station is not your personal parking spot, and you should be promptly moving on so you don't inconvenience others. Because EVs are so hopelessly inconvenient compared to regular cars, tempers fray at public charging stations. There you are one day happily charging at 100 kilowatts when somebody plugs into the other charger and you see your power drop to 50 kilowatts because the grid connection isn't fast enough to supply both cars with 100 kilowatts. So your car will now take twice as long to charge. No wonder there has to be etiquette rules in place when there's so much inconvenience to bear. Your charging stop could become the most important part of planning your road trip. Imagine this, you meticulously plan your road trip with your friends or family in your fancy new EV, mapping out every charted course and ensuring you get to that all-important spot just before sunset. You depart, excited to see what the journey has in store for you. Along the way, you realise that you did not take into account the 40 minutes it would take to replenish your car's battery. And the golden hour comes and goes as you explain to your passengers how EVs are still the future of the automotive industry. Oh dear, previously the car was there to serve the driver, to get him or her and their passengers to their destination in comfort and safety. But not anymore. The EV demands that you plan your journey around its petty needs for constant charging. Yet apparently we're being told this is the future of motoring. Range anxiety is real and terrifying. The EV revolution is bringing its own set of automotive problems, and range anxiety is top of them. It's no secret that EVs last much less than ICE-powered vehicles in terms of the distance they can travel on one full charge, and range anxiety is a significant concern for many drivers. Unlike regular cars that are more efficient at freeway speeds, EVs get worse. Your range will drop at 100 kilometers an hour compared to 50 kilometers an hour, which is the precise opposite of what we're all used to. And don't forget, you drag that enormous, heavy battery around with you even when it's empty. How inefficient is that? Owning an EV charging station is much different from owning a gas station. On a slightly different yet related note, owning and operating a gas station may not be the most profitable business, but it is a business nevertheless. As the automotive industry shifts towards electrification, it may seem like the perfect time to cash into EV charging station industry. But investing in one as a business opportunity is a very different affair. Regulations around them are changing every day, and even though the EV market is growing at a very fast pace, maybe, people's EV charging habits are much different than their refueling habits. If you saw my video earlier this week about demand charges, you'll know that running a charging station has wafer-thin profit margins, which are unlikely to encourage private enterprise to invest when the returns are so unpredictable. So if this video hasn't put you off ever buying an EV, I'm not sure anything will. The amount of sacrifice we're all supposed to make in the name of saving the planet is just ridiculous, and it won't save the planet anyway. Mining for minerals for EV batteries will plunder the planet rather than save it. If you want to do your bit for the environment, buy an old petrol car, maintain it well, and keep it for as long as you can. You'll be doing more for the environment than this electrification nonsense will ever do.